So my name is Jason Gingell from Calabrio. I'm the Global Strategic Consultant here. I'm going to specialize today, I'm going to look at analytics. So Calabrio provides a suite of different AI-powered tools, workforce optimization, quality management, and bot analytics, but I'm going to look at interaction analytics today. So the question that I'm going to go through, we're going to talk about is how can Calabrio Analytics transform our customers' potential into performance? And I'm going to take you through elements of the analytics cycle that you can use in order to move from potential to performance. So it starts with the organization's high-level business objectives and goals. So every organization has business objectives. They have things that they want to achieve. So those things can be quite often cross-industry goals. So things such as improving customer experience and increasing sales, increasing revenue, ensuring compliance, reducing operational costs, all of those sorts of things. But they can also be very specific to that organization. They can be industry specific and actually quite niche to that organization in particular. So those goals, the first segment that I'm going to take you through is around use case discovery. So the first part of the cycle is about understanding and matching the right technology to the business problem. So usually organizations will have an idea of what those business problems are, because they are the things that they're already trying to achieve. But also what can be quite common is that the business problems are actually not known to them. So there might be things that are causing them issues within the operations that they actually don't know are actually causing them problems and affecting their high-level KPIs. So it's that dilemma around, I don't know what I don't know. So the Calabrio suite does provide tools such as trending topics, which enable users to leverage generative AI in order to automatically surface and suggest things that they should be focusing on. They also have the ability to, every interaction can be run through the voice-based metrics such as sentiment, silence, crosstalk, all of those sorts of things. From there, the next part of the process is actually about, quite often there is an element of interaction categorization that is required. So that's the labeling of calls for certain events, certain behaviors, things that are of high interest based on the use case, the business objective that's trying to be achieved. So traditionally, back when I started using the technology back in 2010, the only way to do that would be involving quite a lot of effort. It would involve putting phrases together, lexicons, and testing those phrases to understand accuracy and the scale of how often you're capturing those events. And that actually can be quite restrictive. It's more rigidly aligned with words rather than the context of the overall conversation. But we have some tools in the system which allow you to overcome that. So we have out-of-the-box QM categories which are linked to all of the sorts of the common criteria that exist within customers' quality processes. And we also have business single AI tags which allow you to categorize those events based on generative AI prompts of your choosing. So where the calls are actually then tagged within the wider context of the conversation rather than just a set of predefined words and phrases. So once your interactions are categorized, you can then look at doing some analysis and insight on those interactions. So within the Calabrio suite, we have a set of tools which enable you to do this. So you can create insight dashboards. You can automatically surface root cause through AI trending topics. So that's the discovery of the unknown element that I mentioned earlier. And you can also do trending via on the previously configured AI tags. So those events that you've identified, that you've built those contextual categories around, you can do trending in those as well. And then finally, and critically, insight interaction. So having the right workflows in place and the right tools in order to put that insight to good use within your organization and drive that business change and KPI improvement that you're looking for. And this can be done through things like performance dashboards and automated AI-driven agent quality monitoring. and through automatic AI interaction summaries. So the ability to create summaries based on those interactions and be able to view those and use those for analysis. And all of that then equals the performance improvement. It allows you to make those improvements in the areas that you're interested in, those high-level business objectives. So these are some case studies from some of our customers. So these case studies are more around operational efficiency, but customers have been able to drive improvements, massively increasing their capacity for quality monitoring. So being able to do 30 times the quality monitoring that they were previously doing at a high level of accuracy. Being able to reduce agent after-call work by 41%, and increasing calls handled by 43%. So these are case studies that are obviously within operational efficiency, but we also have case studies that look at things like improving customer experience. So looking at whether what the root causes are of negative customer experience, looking at things like the complaints management process and whether that's been followed. Looking at other things like customer repeat contact, understanding root causes, and looking at first call resolution. And also looking at things like regulatory compliance. So are certain processes being followed within certain calls? As well as things like increasing sales and revenue. So looking at whether agents are being as effective as they can be when they're selling. So whether it's an issue with will, so whether the agents are actually asking the questions and promoting the products, or whether it's more of a skill issue, i.e. the agents are attempting to sell, but they're just not very good at it. Also things like fraud prevention as well. So being able to identify easily using the AI whether there are certain interactions that are more likely to have fraud within them. So I think the last point I'd like to leave you with is the technology's moved on a lot. So if I think back to when I started to do this, the sort of effort to insight was a lot. You know, there was a lot of effort that was required in order to get the insight that you needed to generate improvements and KPIs. But the technology, the integration of things like generative AI have meant that effort to insight is a lot less, and it can now be done a lot easily. So I think that's it from me. Thank you.